Hello, my name is Elena Dees, and I will be giving a presentation on how insider threats affect the United States national security. So, before delving into insider threats, there are certain key terms we have to know, such as what an insider threat is itself. An insider threat is the potential for an insider or a worker who works at an organization to use their authorized access or understanding of an organization to harm it. So there are four different types of insider threats. The first type is unintentional threats, which are negligent employees who put the organization they work for at risk by accident, and they can cause security leaks or other breaches by accident because they are not aware or do not have the knowledge to prevent these accidents. And then there's intentional threats, which are malicious actors seeking to harm the organization for personal gain. And then there's collusive threats, which are malicious insider threats where one or more insiders collaborate with an external threat actor to compromise an organization. This would be like you have a state intelligence agency working with someone in that organization to compromise it. And then for third party threats, there would be contractors or vendors or any other worker who's not a direct member of that organization that has some level of access that exploits it either unintentionally or intentionally to cause a leak or breach of some sort. So, insider threats pose a great risk to U.S. national security and the U.S. intelligence community. They are increasing in frequency. The insider threats have rose 47% from 2018 to 2020 and are expected to rise again in 2021. The threats are posed by state or non-state actors, and they are either unintentional or intentional. This makes the insider threats harder to detect, identify, or prevent because they can simply be by accident. They don't always have to be malicious. And the number one insider threat agent is an information technology user who has access to important or classified documents. And regular employees and executives are the second most likely actors to commit an insider threat, so we always have to watch out for those. So, insider threats greatly impact U.S. national security. They have large negative implications for U.S. national security, such as affecting the national security by affecting its people and its military and the economy. So, for U.S. national security, insider threats release a lot of classified documents most of the time, either through leaks or breaches, and this puts U.S. citizens in harm's way. An organization that loses or has its information breached can result in lots of big data being shared about whoever is involved with that organization. And it also, most leaked classified documents involve military secrets, which then can make the U.S. military more vulnerable to attacks and deception. It also affects the U.S. economy. The U.S. experienced the highest average cost of insider threats at $13.3 million a year. And unintentional insider threats cost organizations around 307,000 per incident, and intentional insider threats or malicious insider threats cost around 756,000 to 871,000 per incident. So the intentional insider threats do cost more than unintentional insider threats. So the reason insider threats should be brought to the National Security Council's attention is that it can make a positive impact in preventing and identifying insider threats. It is an issue of national security and it will affect the public, the economy, and the military of the United States. It should be of interest to the president because it is of an urgent issue to the United States and very important that it be solved. And insider threats are also bigger than one agency. There's no direct agency. Even the whole intelligence community alone cannot solve the issue of insider threats. Therefore, the National Security Council can provide a coordinated assessment of insider threats, so not one agency would have to be left up to it. And National Security Council can also assist in coordination, as mentioned, but by navigating the area of cross-cutting interests, so two agencies don't have a different type of impact or a different scenario of where their plans don't intersect or they have insider threat. They value insider threats differently. And in conclusion, a comprehensive insider threat strategy is the best solution to identify and prevent insider threats. Departments, agencies, and organizations should all implement an insider threat strategy at some level, even just a low one, and it should be specifically implemented for whatever organization needs it. Insider threats require involvement from the National Security Council because the issue is greater than one agency, as mentioned before, and the National Security Council is responsible for informing the President of the United States about insider threats. And once it's brought to the President's attention, hopefully it will gain more recognition. It will increase cooperation between departments, agencies, and organizations. It will increase coordination between these organizations. And the National Security Council can help the President implement a comprehensive guideline for an insider threat strategy. So all departments, agencies, and organizations can follow one specific guideline instead of developing their own, which may be lacking. And defending against insider threats protects U.S. intelligence and national security, and it benefits the economy. So it should be of the utmost importance of any U.S. government, of the U.S. government. Thank you.